Welcome, my fellow hunters. My name is Nuzcraft, and this is my Let's Play of Monster Hunter Rise. Today, we're going to be taking on our village 5-star urgent quest, Comeuppance to fight the Magnamalo. We haven't done a whole bunch to prepare for this quest. We are going to be running the Kadachi Gunlance, and I've actually gone ahead and added Thunder Boost as our Rampage slot for it, which gives us a little bit of extra thunder damage. Not that Gunlance is, a super elemental weapon, but if you're going to run something like thunder damage, you might as well add more to it, I guess. We are still rocking the same armor set as before. Has some artillery and a bait extender, but I have gone ahead and layered it so that we don't look like a total clown fiesta. Comeuppance from Fugen the Elder. During the rampage 50 years ago, Magnamalo showed up and caused an epic mess. We can't let that happen ever again. You gotta take down Magnamalo. Now go get to it.
Don't forget to eat.
So this should be a really fun quest. We've already eaten our tango, and I have updated Nemens to be wearing Pookie Pookie stuff, and Walnuts is wearing a Somnicanth gear. So if we're lucky, Nemens will paralyze Nemens will poison Magnamalo, and Walnuts will put it to sleep at some point. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. In general, I don't know, I'm slightly nervous for this quest. Magnamalo is a really tough monster, in my opinion. But this is just the village, and we haven't had a whole lot of trouble in the village, so it's very possible that we're gonna do just fine. The Hellfire Blight is an interesting mechanic that we're gonna have to deal with, where if we get afflicted with Hellfire Blight, we're gonna need to wire bug to get it off of us. It's possible that Ground Splitter will remove the Hellfire Blight. We'll have to test that out. Or Toby Kadachi. It has the potential that for a newer player, that this cutscene is actually really intimidating. Like if you've just gone through and gotten beat down by Toby Kadachi, and this cutscene just shows Magnamalo just totally, wrecking things up, that might be cause for concern. Right. So we're gonna go after that Magnamalo. It looks like we've got a Great Izuchi and an Aknasom on the field. We shall see.
Sweet.
If they decide that they want to join us. We are going to start things off this direction by gathering some birds. And I think we're probably going to go all the way up and grab the puppet spider, just to see if we can get a wyvern ride right off the bat. For Magnamalo, we won't take it to play with the Izuchi or the Aknasom. We'll just bang it into a couple walls. Right. We got a nice attack bird out of that one.
Not now.
Nice fire beetle. Flash bug, it gets us a flash bomb if we want to use it. We get this attack bird over here. Do a little bit of mining. We grab this wire bug. We grab this puppet spider, and there is Magnamalo.
There's the target.
And there's our ride. First thing we're gonna do, fighting this barbarous beast.
This is gonna be good.
Oh no, hey, why did that not work?
Thanks, buddy.
And that does a lot of damage.
This is for my fellow hunters.
Well, we hit it.
Ready?
Ouch. Let's see if this gets rid of. Yep.
Your life's.
Okay, let's see if we can heal up a little bit. We are out of stamina. It's okay. Need to reload. Right, let's get out of here. Drop this thing. And it's running away. Do we wire plug to get the Hellfire Blight off of us, and then it'll just blow up kind of harmlessly on the side. Okay, so first bout with Magnamalo, not so great. Things aren't going so hot. And I think part of that is because Magnamalo is it's a pretty agile opponent, and with the Gunlance, there's a little bit of a handicap. If you're like me and you're not super well versed in the movement patterns of the Gunlance, especially as it relates to Magnamalo itself. So we're gonna see what we can do. You see its back is all up there. We want to hit that if we can. So
Come on, concentrate.
away. And what we did there was we laid a Hellfire Blight, and then when we blew it up,
No more Mr. Nice Guy.
ooh, good job. I don't know if that was walnuts or what that was.
Here comes the pain. Take this.
Anyways,
I'll be fine.
ouch.
You're my best pal.
Oh, goodness gracious. That's okay.
I need to
We got a
do
little
better.
bit greedy, and I was not paying attention to my health.
Time for some sharpening.
So, let's get right back into the fray. We should be able to fast travel to this camp.
was fast. There's more where that came from.
And we should be able to get right into it. Oh no, it's gonna run away. Never mind. Not right into it.
Faster.
Got a ghost prism. That's very nice. And we can see that it's all fired up, which means that it's going to be taking a little bit more damage. Oh, and there we go. Let's go ahead and use the... So what we want to do is we want to try and like hit the head.
Hope you've got insurance.
Touch. Okay, that was really loud. It spikes on the back or up. Let's get that healing going.
Have a taste of that.
Let's see if we can. Oops. I saw that coming, but I couldn't get away. Let's get our mega potions ready to go. Hey, it's actually kind of close to death. It's kind of incredible.
Doing great.
Hey, good job.
Just a bit more. Gotta sharpen while
Okay.
I can.
So I realize that I've been focusing pretty hard, not giving much commentary. This is the most engaging fight I have had yet in this playthrough. I'm really
This
enjoying
is
it.
gonna be easy.
Alright, we got a blast toad, which we shouldn't need, but you know, we can use it if we want to.
I'm
Let's
gonna
get
get
this
you.
reloaded. Let's go ahead and use this blast toad if we can. It should knock him down. Hey, and it killed him. Killed him with the blast toad. Oh, that's so dumb. It's a lot of fun though. Okay, so Magnamalo
I'll put this to
kind
good
of
use.
gave us a
Don't
little bit
worry.
of a beatdown, but the monster itself is super cool, and it's definitely one of those fights where as you practice, you get a lot better, and you can avoid a lot of those attacks that I was getting smacked by. Its tail is severable, and so you want to sever the tail. The back is breakable. You want to break the back. I think that gives you a better chance at getting its rare part. We broke the face, and we broke both arms, it looks like. From what I understand, the parts that are glowy with the fire take extra damage, so you want to kind of aim for those. And if you do enough damage to a glowy part, mostly the hands, you can get a knockdown. And I think we got at least one of those
All
during
in a
this
day's
fight.
work.
So definitely an area for me to practice on, especially while using this weapon. But we were successful, and that is awesome. We got a bunch of scales, we got a blade, we got a shell, another blade, shell, scale. Perfect. And we just got an achievement. We got a whole bunch of stuff. Ancestral blade, guild card titles, new cutscene. We're gonna get a nice cutscene here. We're gonna make our way through the story.
Good job defeating Magnamalo, Kimura Hunter.
You are what I call a true hero.
This cutscene is really cute.
We heard you beat that Magnamalo! Way to go!
We've been thinking about what Elder Fugen told us.
I feel like Iori's
About
eye
what we
is
could
like
do
too
to
big
help
for his
protect everyone in
face.
the village.
But maybe because he's a
all I
kid.
can do is take care of buddies.
And I can only prepare Dongo for you. But then, we figured that all the work Iori does actually makes your life a lot easier. And my delicious treats keep everyone happy and in good health.
And that's how we contribute to Kimura.
Fine answer. I knew Kimura Village had the brightest kids around.
Well now, I think it's time for me to get back to doing my part, don't you think?
Right, me too.
And me three! Okay, time for some new recipes!
Emogi is just like a little ball of energy.
Could use some dark chocolate.
Sounds heavenly.
Let us know when it's finished.
I gotta say, you did a great job, Hunter. Thank you.
Elder Fugen always like, I don't know, it throws me off a little bit because he doesn't seem like he's that old.
Take it.
He's giving me the sword that I've like never seen him do anything
This
with.
thing's been passed down in Kimura for generations. You defeated Magnamalo, so now it's yours.
You're giving me a long sword.
Take it, will ya? I'm getting too old to be lugging this thing around. Go on.
Like, imagine how strong Fugen must be to be able to like hold it in one hand. The thing's
I
huge.
feel lighter already, kid.
He's such a weird dude. And that brings us to our special surprise, which is the credits. We are really not very far into the game, and we have the credits. There are a ton of monsters that we haven't fought. If we're only doing village, we haven't done a proper rampage yet. We've only had our baby's first rampage, the tutorial one. And so, I don't know, we're at the credits. Seems a little bit early, but we beat Magnamalo. We beat the flagship. So hopefully a significant amount of the credits are able to play through this video. I might have to cut some out. I've had to do that in previous videos before because they get hit with copyright infringement. I don't know if it's from the song or from the combination of just having the credits roll. So there might be a weird cut here or there. And that's just kind of what we're going to have to deal with. If we talk a little bit about my feelings about this game, at least up through this point, it feels like we've just scratched the surface. Like we're starting to understand a lot of the villagers just a little bit. We're starting to get a handle on whatever weapons we're using. We're just getting into like armor sets and armor skills. And we're just scratching the surface. You know, we've just fought the flagship, but we haven't had a chance to look at their armor or their weapons or anything like that. If you remember the introductory cutscene, there was like a mysterious monster in the sky, and they haven't resolved that. They haven't, like at this point, right? So we've got the credits, but they haven't like discussed why the rampage keeps happening in the village. Like it's not the end of the story, and so I don't know if people feel like it's kind of unfulfilling to get to the credits this way. Mastered sushi. Being a teacher, getting smacked around. Oh, Hojo doing his paintings. Minato just like catching them. Hey, it's Rondine. Looking forward to learning a lot more about Rondine with Sunbreak. Since we're going to be going back to her home country, which is kind of exciting. One thing that you may have noticed that I haven't talked about is that this cutscene and all of the cutscenes are locked at a different frame rate than what we play in the game. We play the game at 60 frames per second, but all of the cutscenes are locked at 30 frames, which can be a little bit jarring as you go from, you know, your smooth gameplay to half as many frames per second. It's not completely awful, but it's a little bit different. Sitting here in my Roggy gear, I'm pretty sure this is really similar to what I did with my Switch playthrough. I'm pretty sure I was wearing this stupid hat at the end of the credits as well. The bandana on. Like heaven forbid I take it off to have conversations with people. And those are the credits. I think. Is it done? No. Oh goodness. I really don't know what to talk about. Not super interested, I guess, in the in talking about the credits and the people who've worked on it. I'm obviously very thankful for Capcom and the Monster Hunter team for putting this game together. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. It feels like an iteration on what they were able to accomplish in the world, where they're trying some new things with like the werebug and with the way like charms work, which we haven't gotten to charms because that happens kind of in high rank. But the way that they handle charms and decorations in this game, the way that they've handled like post-game support is a little bit different compared to Monster Hunter World, and so seeing how things are a little bit different and how things are similar from World into Rise is an interesting thought experiment, because World was this really large kind of unexpected hit, and this game was in development before they knew of the success of World, and so it'd be interesting to be like a fly on the wall and see what changes they made in response. Like, what was this game originally going to look like before the success of Monster Hunter World? I don't know. But in general, it feels like a little bit of a compromise between what they were trying to do in World and some of the old school style. Not 100%, because there's some there's a bunch of things that are even more quality of life, right? If Monster Hunter World was a step towards quality of life improvements, there's parts of Rise that go even farther, right? Having gathering spots just give you everything all at once instead of having to actually go through the motions of hitting all 3 gathering spots. Just the sheer number of items that they give you and monster parts, it's kind of incredible how little you have to work for the stuff that you get. And then from a preparation aspect, potions and mega potions are such significant forces in healing that it doesn't really feel like you need to prepare much beyond just bringing some mega potions, unless you're getting into the really, really complicated hunts. And because of the way that wire bugs work, you can kind of get out of the way quickly. I think a concern of mine for Sunbreak, at least, is that we have more one-shots, right? If healing is easy, then they need to find ways to make people faint, and the easiest way to do that is to just make things do so much damage that you just can't get hit by them. And they already have a few attacks like that in this game, where they're either one-shots or they're close to one-shots, and you really just don't want to get hit because it'll take you down. And that's kind of concerning, because it takes away a little bit of the back and forth between the monster and the hunter. Never having one-shots is not the option, but if one-shotting or just really high damage moves becomes the norm, even for moves that look non-threatening, I think the game will be worse for it. I'm thinking specifically about if a monster has a hitbox when it just shifts positions, which some monsters do. Making that do 3/4 your health and damage is just going to be problematic. People are going to complain, and it's not going to be fun, because you're not going to feel like it's not like it's the monster's turn. You know what I mean? You want it to feel like the monster took their turn, and maybe they did some damage, and then it's your turn. But if they're just repositioning, it doesn't feel like they took their turn. And so sometimes it's helpful to frame your knowledge of the game within the reference of you and your opponent are taking turns trying to land hits on one another. Sometimes it's an easy, simple way to look at it. But yeah, really looking forward to what they're going to do with this game moving forward. I think one of the bigger criticisms from the community has been kind of like end game rewards to work for and end game swag. Hey, there's a Genose. And there's our hunter with our hat. And apparently a longsword. That's actually a really cool animation. So yeah, at the end of Monster Hunter World, you had these really tough monsters. You got the cool layered armors from them. They don't really have that here in Rise. They have tough monsters, but you don't have any swag to show off for defeating them. Alright, it's from Fugen. You may have defeated Magnamalo, but make no mistake, far harder hunts are ahead. Speaking of which, Hinoa has 5-star quests ready for you now. Check them out as soon as you can. Listen here, Noscraft. Because of you, the fire of hope burns bright all through Chimera. Don't stop now. You got a hand-me-down sword. So a whole bunch of people want to talk to us. We are not going to talk to pretty much any of them. We're just going to look at the Magnamalo armor.
Oh, it's you.
And weapons.
My hammer's ready.
So Magnamalo should have opened up some new stuff for us. Oh, look. The Striker's Gunlance. That looks really nice. We're gonna
No problem.
do that. Zoo, Volvaton, Baggy, Tobikadachi. Here we go. Monster Bone Pluses, the Golem Gunlance. That looks really nice too.
Gotcha.
We're not going to equip it. We're going to keep the one that we have. Lagombi takes Magna Ghost Prisms. Add that to our wish list. The Lagombi Raider 2. That'll be a really nice Ice Gunlance. Banabra. And here's our Magnamalo tree. Look at that. It's a good looking Gunlance. So we're definitely going to want to fight some Magnamalo to get access to that puppy. I think it's our first blast weapon as well, which is a blast is just a wonderful status.
What do you need?
If we look at Switch Axe, generally I've been neglecting my Switch Axes. This takes a commendation. I don't know where we get commendations just yet, but I suppose we'll stumble across them. Ooh. We can get those from Rathian. I like how it's called the Axe.
Take all the time you need.
Extra bone pluses. That's pretty cool how the bone tree turns like red. It's almost like it's less bone. The long air axe. So here's another ice switch axe. And there's our Magnamalo switch axe. It looks really cool. Like it's got a cool like rope system to have it do the switching. And I haven't gotten these dream shells yet, so the sleepy shell slice is not on the table. And then if we look at armor, the sinister armor comes with Resentment, Counter-Strike, and Hellfire Cloak. And it looks like this super cool samurai. Now this armor is dope. So the way that it works is Resentment makes it, you get, here at level 3 you have plus 15 attack when there's some red in your health gauge. So when you get hurt, you get extra attack. And it can go up to plus 25 attack, which is pretty crazy. Counter Strike, temporary increases attack power after being knocked back. This is like when you get knocked all the way over, or like knocked on your booty. That's when this will pop in. And this is not a bad skill, but it is hard to trigger on purpose. And then Hellfire Cloak is a really cool skill. So the purple Hellfire Blight that Magnamalo will give you, this will make it so that at level 3, when other monsters are enraged, you'll just get that, and you can drop those little Hellfire Blight mines, which the first one always knocks a monster over. Same as like a Blastoise, and that can be really great knockdown. So this is a really cool set. We will probably be trying to pick up some of these pieces to upgrade. We'll probably end up losing like artillery or something to get like Hellfire Cloak, because I think it's a cool skill. That's okay. We gotta move up. We gotta move up and on into some more creatures. So I think that is gonna be it. It'll be interesting to see how long this video ends up being, if we need to cut out any of the credits, because we might have to do that. So that's gonna be it. Until next time, so long, and have a good hunt.